Monopoly, Ultimate Banking, How to Play. The object of the game is to have the most money when the first player goes bankrupt. Shuffle the event cards, then place them face down on the game board. Separate the title deed cards by colored sets. Place the houses next to the title deed cards. Give each player one token and its matching bank card. Each player then places their token on go. Place the banking unit in the center of the game board. Turn it on by pressing any button. To start a new game, press and hold the X button for about 5 seconds until the unit turns off, then press any button to start a new game. Each player taps their bank card on the unit. When you are ready to play, press the check button. $1,500 will automatically be credited to your card. The youngest player goes first, then play proceeds clockwise. On your turn, roll both dice and move your token clockwise around the board that number of spaces. Then, take an action based on where you land. If you roll doubles, then you get to take another turn. If you roll doubles 3 times in a row, then you go straight to jail and you do not take a third turn. When you land on a property that no one owns, you must buy it or auction it. To buy a property, tap the title deed card, then tap your bank card to buy it. The price for each property is listed on the board. The banking unit automatically deducts the cost from your balance and it's yours. Put a house on the space's level 1 spot. Place the title deed card in front of you. To auction a property, tap the title deed card of the property you want to auction. Tap the M button until the auction icon shows. Then tap the check and the auction starts. Any player may bid on the auction in multiples of 20 unless you are in jail. Then you may not bid. To bid, press the M button and say the amount out loud that you increase the bid to. The auction will end after a short period of time, and the player who bid last wins and must tap their bank card to pay. Then they collect the property and place one house on it on the board. If no one wants the property, then you press the X button to continue without anyone buying it. It pays to collect colored sets. If you buy the last property in any colored set, then each property in that set immediately jumps to a higher rent level. If 2 or more players own the set, then the rent level jumps 1 level each. Move the houses up to the correct rent level. But if you are the only player who owns the set, then rent jumps 2 levels on each property. The maximum rent level is 5, and rent cannot fall below level 1. You can verify the rent level of any property by tapping the title deed card. The information will show the property number as it relates to its location on the board, the rent level, which is located next to the house icon, the icon of the player who owns the property, and the price of rent. Whenever you see a little X, you can then press the X button to take you back to the default screen, which shows each player's current bank balance. If you land on a property owned by another player, then you need to pay them rent. Tap the title deed card, then tap your bank card. The correct rent is automatically deducted from your balance and credited to the owner. The unit will then show the property's new rent level. The owner of the property then moves the house up 1 level on the board space. If you land on a space you own, then you still tap your card and the rent rises. When you land on an event space, take the top card from the event deck and read it aloud. Then tap the event card on the unit and follow the instructions on the card. If the card says to tap any property, it means just that. The property you tap doesn't have to be yours. If you can't do the action, then you do nothing. Return the used event card to the bottom of the deck. If an event card causes you to move somewhere, then you do not pass go and you do not collect $200. Some events affect your neighbors as well. Neighbors means the properties next door, whether it's around a corner or a space away. When you land on a location space, you may choose to do nothing, or you can pay $100 to move to any property on the board. You can then buy that property, or if you own it already, raise the rent level. If you want to move, tap the M button to scroll through the functions until the location icon shows. Then tap your bank card to pay the $100. Move your token to any property space on the board. If you pass go, do not collect $200. Whenever you land on or pass go, collect $200 from the bank. Press M until you see the arrow icon. Then tap your bank card to collect your money. If you land on free parking or just visiting, then nothing happens. Whenever you go to jail, move your token to the in jail space immediately. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Your turn is over. While you are in jail, you may not collect rent, take part in auctions, or tap any of your properties. To get out of jail, you must either pay $100 at the start of your turn or roll doubles. To pay, press the M button until the jail icon shows, then tap your bank card. You may now roll and move as usual. If you roll doubles, then you're free. Use the roll to move that many number of spaces and end your turn. You can use up to 3 turns to try to roll doubles. If you don't roll doubles by your 3rd turn in jail, pay $100 and use your last roll to move. If you don't have enough money to pay a debt, the unit will tell you by indicating a negative number. You must complete the debt using the properties you own. Tap your chosen title deed cards until you have paid the debt. The value of a property is the purchase price printed on the board. Leave the house on the property at its current rent level and give the title deed card to the other player. If you owe the bank, remove any houses from the tapped properties and return the title deed card to the bank. This property is now unowned and may be purchased by another player who lands on the space. If, after selling all the properties you have, you still don't have enough money to pay rent or a fee, then you're bankrupt and it's game over. The unit will reveal who the wealthiest player is and declare them the winner. If you ever make a mistake and you need to cancel the last transaction made on the banking unit, from the default screen, press and hold the check and M buttons for about 5 seconds. You will hear a sound and the relevant information will be amended. Only the single most recent transaction can be canceled. The banking unit will go to sleep after 5 minutes of inactivity and will pause the game. Press any button to wake it up and continue playing. Refer to pages 14 and 15 of your rulebook for all of the various banking unit screenshots to help answer any questions you may have with the unit.